Welcome back to Sean's View Entertainment. You see the headline, you see the title, you see the thumbnail, you see the red and yellow, and you know what that means. It means we are going to absolutely go nuclear for the hottest WWE news, the latest reports, the breaking news right here and right now, as we do multiple times a day to keep you in the know. Because here on Sean's View, it has never slowed. It is just getting bigger. It is just getting hotter. It is just getting more prolific. According to the rumors, the dirt sheets, and the websites, we all know the backlash, the outrage. We all know how down we were when Danhausen made his WWE debut last night at the Elimination Chamber. It was ground out. It was like ground zero. It was horrible. It was in bad taste. It was in bad texture. It was almost like on the levels of the gobbledygooker and the shockmaster, right? And you know what? Can we really truly just put all the blame on Danhausen? No, we can't, okay? Because we're going to go further. We're going to dig deeper. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications. It's Triple H officially removing Danhausen from all WWE Raw plans because according to rumors online, the WWE had a major push, a monumental plan to push Danhausen big on WWE TV, meaning Monday Night Raw on Netflix on Monday nights. Now, we have over about 2,200 people watching our last update because they know something is wrong. Today, we reveal the potential reason why the TKO Board has pulled the plug after one of the most disastrous debuts in the golden era history of the WWE. We're going to get into it, and we're not going to waste any more of your valuable time. Folks, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. And boy, it couldn't be any more further proof than what we got, what we saw, and what we felt last night at the Elimination Chamber in Chicago on a night that was definitely historic. But was it for all the wrong reasons? Folks, the fans of Chicago are crashing out. For weeks, the WWE and TKO teased a mystery box. The rumors were flying. People were chanting for Chris Jericho. Instead, they got Danhausen handing a jar of teeth to a confused Michael Cole. The United Center, his home turf, went from a generic pop to dead silence in 60 seconds. I'm seeing fans calling this the crowd gone mild moment of the year. The crowd goes mild moment of the year. It was weird, and it was reportedly botched from start to finish. The reaction online is absolutely toxic, ladies and gentlemen. Fans are comparing this reveal to the gobbledygooker. People are literally walking away from their seats in disgust. I don't know if you want to call it X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is a war zone. TKO management is reportedly embarrassed by the overwhelmingly negative feedback. This is exactly why Triple H is being forced to scrub, according to those that know. It could be rumor, gossip, speculation, unless there's another strategy, unless there's another plan, unless there's something that is being concocted to scrub Danhausen from the record. The WWE thought that they had a merch mover. They ended up with a PR nightmare right before our very eyes, and we are realizing it, and we are recognizing it in real time. And again, viewers, I mean, you got to give the guy a chance because if you look at his work in AEW, if you look at Danhausen's work in other promotions, other territories, other wrestling promotions, I think GCW stands out to me if I can correctly know what I'm saying right now because I'm not always right. I'm not perfect. I'm not God. I'm open to criticism. I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to judgment. But speaking about the Judgment Day, we got a breaking news update on the Judgment Day during this very episode of the Brash and the Brazen. I can assure you of that. But was Danhausen's debut something that you could really sink your teeth into? And should Danhausen be automatically removed, blacklisted, maybe restructured? Is Danhausen going to perhaps have another character, another influence? Can they repackage Danhausen? Can Danhausen be saved after the disastrous debut last night at the Elimination Chamber? Is there any saving faith for this man after what we got and what we witnessed last night at WWE's Elimination Chamber on ESPN? Now, whether or not he can be saved, whether or not he can be ravished, whether or not he can be rejuvenated, that's the word I'm looking for, whether or not Danhausen can be rejuvenated at this stage of the game, the reaction online is absolutely chaotic, and it is just boiling, and it is broiling over because Danhausen said, oh, I'll be on Raw. And were there going to be major plans for this guy at WrestleMania, the showcase of Immortals? Was there going to be something, that was going to be marked? Was there going to be a match? Are they going to utilize Danhausen in a completely different way? Maybe a different look, maybe a different name, maybe a different aura. That means you would have to give him like 2 to 3 months off and then have him come out. Because again, the hype did not match the moment that we got last night. And I think many people can agree to that here on Sean's View Entertainment. And if you look at the forums, and if you look at Reddit, and if you look at Facebook, the reaction, the retaliation has been absolutely stellar, but not the kind of stellar that you would be thinking about here on Sean's View Entertainment. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking about bringing up the Judgment Day, last night we saw Finn Balor give everything he had against CM Punk with the World Championship at stake on a moment where Finn Balor could have changed the trajectory of WrestleMania's Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in a match that would have been for the ages. Well, not would have. It's still going to be for the ages because CM Punk is still going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, we got breaking news on the Judgment Day and their split. The locker room is in a state of open mutiny because they feel that the creative is being handled by lawyers who don't know a headlock from a headline. They see Danhausen being blacklisted potentially, and they're wondering, well, who is next? Is it the Judgment Day? Is it the world title scene? The zero tolerance policy is currently tearing the roster apart right here and right now here on Sean's View Entertainment. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, become a channel member to help save the future of this channel, because without you, there is no Sean's View. With the potential removal of Danhausen, the Judgment Day being fractured, the fans are in a state of total meltdown. It is reckoning for the WWE. And how is the WWE going to correct this? How is the WWE going to go back to the drawing board to make this all make sense, right? And later tonight, viewers, I'll tell you what right now, either later tonight or early tomorrow morning, we have a massive, we have a pivotal, we have a game-changing update on CM Punk and WrestleMania that you potentially did not see coming, because I sure as hell didn't see it coming. I am working on the crucial details and the major developments as it concerns WrestleMania and CM Punk and Roman Reigns, because if you all thought, oh, well, Sean, CM Punk won last night. CM Punk retained the world title against Finn Balor in Chicago at the United Center. And to that, I'd say, well, you're right. But you don't know what happened behind the scenes. You don't know what happened next. You don't know what happened behind closed doors. You don't know what happened after the bell, the final bell rang and the cameras were shut off. I am going to break you a huge breaking development that you're going to soon not want to miss. The one that TKO is trying to bury deeper than the crate, than the mystery box that we got last night at the Elimination Chamber. So remember, for that video, you're going to want to subscribe, click the bell, turn on all notifications, and remember to search up my channel, search up my name on YouTube. In case, in the events that YouTube doesn't let you know that I've done a video, remember to look up and search up Seanzviewent or Sean View on YouTube to get the latest, the hottest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive, the most defiant, because without you, there would be no Sean View. Surely, there is more where this came from. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are on a heater. Fans were expecting Jericho, but got a shockmaster moment. Is Danhausen's career over before it started? Yes or no in the comment section of this very video, because we're going to absolutely do it in stereo. Now, on top of that, the rumors and the news are obviously jamming up an all-time high. The WWE did not anticipate, the WWE did not expect this kind of retaliation, this kind of trepidation. However, I do want to take you to a major story that is rumbling online right now. Another story, and we're going to tie this in again to Danhausen at the end of the video. Adam Cole's AEW return is still uncertain amid serious post-concussion issues. Is he going to be forced to retire forever? Is he going to be forced forever? Also, we are getting the reaction, the AEW internal reaction after Paramount emerges as a top bidder for Warner Brothers Discovery. This weighs heavy on the future and the fate of All Elite Wrestling AEW. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. Also, with Danhausen's WWE debut booed after a mystery crate reveal during the Elimination Chamber, the WWE geared up fans for a surprise in the past, but now it seems to see. Now it was time to see what is in the box. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that big crate reveal came just before the men's Elimination Chamber main event. It also went down after CM Punk retained the World Heavyweight title in a banger against Finn Balor. Now, fans booed a bit after that because Danhausen just disappeared after that. We will have to see how fans respond and react to the big mystery crate reveal, because now this is the fallout, the backlash. It is, what is your take on the big Elimination Chamber surprise reveal, ladies and gentlemen? And there's some comments online right now. Of course, there's a lot of reactions. There's a lot of retorts. Fantasy booking. Fantasy booked Chris Jericho when he's still in the contract with AEW. When he didn't show up, they got mad. Well, let's see how he does with all Empty's talent holding him down. And then you have comments like, being fragile, Phil's best friend doesn't have the best track record. He'll ride Phil's coattails till Phil gets tired of him and trashes him. There's also a feeling from fans online, there's this reception, there's this retort that they might have booed because it was a corny concept. People love his shtick, and hopefully we'll see him and his talents without WWE holding him back. Some people say he cracks me up. Well, we saw the cracks in the WWE last night, let me tell you that. We saw the cracks in creative. We saw the cracks in the booking. We saw the cracks all over the place last night. And do you think Danhausen deserves another chance, another opportunity to prove his worth? Because you understand, you were doing this. It's not like you were doing this at a house show or a live event. You were doing this in a hotbed for professional wrestling, WWE. Chicago fans are very loud. They're very boisterous, and they are very, very much committed. And when you take a fan base like Chicago and you throw Danhausen into that, I think the fans would have been better off. They would have a better reception. There would have been a better retort. There would have been a better reaction had, say, someone like Doink the Clown came out there last night. I mean, Crush. Remember Crush? Remember him? I mean, it ain't going to take much longer until we see a rejuvenation of stars that have passed away or that are no longer with us due to AI, ladies and gentlemen. In my estimation, that is what the future looks like for WWE, and Eric Bischoff would agree, because Eric Bischoff even talked about, the stars that have passed away like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and the Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake and Roddy Piper and King Kong Bundy and Jim the Anvil Neidhart and the late great Owen Hart and Eddie Guerrero, and my God, the list just, it feels like at sometimes it feels like we got more wrestlers dead than alive, and that is a very sad state of affairs, if you ask the brash and the brazen. But again, I want to reiterate that there was a report that went out that the WWE was very back and forth on whether or not they actually wanted to sign Danhausen. The WWE was not only back and forth, but they were very conflicted with signing him, especially with the persona and the name and the aura that Danhausen permits and what Danhausen presents and what Danhausen brings to the table. Again, if you look at his prior history, if you look at his other work and other promotions and other wrestling entities, it was off the chain. It was off the chart. It was some of the best work you'll see out of professional wrestler, but we are dealing with a completely different animal called the WWE. That is what we're dealing with, and that is what we're seeing, and quite frankly, that is what we are getting. Also, Seth Rollins made his return last night as the masked man after weeks and weeks of different men being exposed, being leaked. Well, we finally saw the Seek last night, ladies and gentlemen, and Seth Rollins, again, could be rearing up for a match against the Visions, Logan Paul, or Austin Theory, or a handicap match. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. So those are the dramatic, over-the-top headlines that are surfacing online right now. Remember to click the bell, subscribe, but guys, that's not enough. If you want the daily uploads, we do multiple videos a day. We do many videos a day, so we don't lose a moment or a minute to keep you in the mix of the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive, the most defiant, because this is your unapologetic source for all WWE, because we will keep you in the damn sauce. And, well, if you're not down with that, there's two things you can do about it, and that is nothing and like it. Subscribe for more, because there's plenty more blockbuster updates that I got, that I'm hearing, that I'm seeing, that I'm listening to in the latest and the hottest, ranking high in the WWE. Subscribe.